So, I just graduated high school. How about that? Now, high school to me, yeah, it was fun at times. It was okay, it was interesting, but it also kind of sucked. Now, I know everyone's high school experience is, of course, going to be different because we're all different people. We all go to different schools and stuff. But honestly, high school for me was a steaming pile of dicks. High school sucked. It was absolutely worthless. And now that I've been in high school and graduated, I feel like I've walked away gaining no knowledge that I already had prior to going into high school. And this is why. Now, the whole point of high school is basically to, like, quote unquote, prepare you for the real world and college and stuff, but it honestly didn't. I feel like if I went into the world with the knowledge that I have now, without asking my parents about anything, without, doing anything, if I just went out into the world and tried to be successful with the knowledge that I only had from high school, I'd fucking fail. I would fail miserably. I'd crash and burn. I'd get in so much trouble. Nothing would ever go right for me. And I would never ever learn how to properly manage anything in life. Now, high school is basically the last part of your teenage years. Once you graduate high school, you're typically 18 at that point, and that's when you're supposed to be an adult. That's when you're supposed to be making all your life choices right there. That is when everything comes together and you're like, all right, here we go, let's do this. But how exactly are we supposed to do that when just 2 weeks ago we had to ask if we could go to the bathroom to take a piss? Now, there are some classes that teach you good things about life. There are some classes that don't teach you anything that you actually need in life whatsoever. Now, let's go through some of these classes. Now, I had to take in my school a financial literacy class, which is basically how to properly manage money. But that's it. It just taught you how to manage money. It was like, okay, so let's see. If you have a wife and you have some kids, you gotta set aside this amount of money, and you gotta be making this amount of money, and then you gotta meet in the middle, and you gotta compromise. No, that doesn't make sense. You would think that class would teach you the good things about money, right? Like, it would teach you how to do taxes, how to fill out, like, W-2 forms and all that, but no. No, it just basically taught us, you know what, okay, you gotta balance your money. You gotta keep track of where you're spending that money. Like, yes, that's important, but I have no clue how to fucking fill out my taxes. If I had to do that right now, I would be screwed. I would absolutely have no clue what to do if I didn't talk to my dad about all this. You would think going to school for 7 hours a day, you would learn things that would teach you how to be like an actual human being in real life, and it would teach you life skills, but it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I took a creative writing class, okay? I wanted to take a creative writing class because I really wanted to learn how to be more creative and how to write better. But the thing is, it's a creative writing class, so why the fuck is the teacher putting so many restrictions on what I'm supposed to write? She told us, alright, you know what you guys are going to do? You're going to write a memoir. And I'm like, oh cool, a memoir. We get to be creative, take something from our life. And she's like, but you have to have this, you have to have this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to explain this, and the story has to have a problem to it, and a life lesson learned. Jesus, what the fuck? That's not being creative. That's just typing up a bullshit story. It was so stupid. It was so stupid. I don't understand why, if I'm taking a creative writing class, I'm not being taught how to be creative. Oh wait, that's because school doesn't teach you to be creative. School teaches you to work in a factory. You know the saying that every snowflake is unique? Well, that's true when it comes to students in school. So why is it that in school settings they're teaching the exact same way to every single kid? No two kids are going to learn the exact same. And another thing, why is it that schools are now teaching to the test and they're not actually trying to teach us stuff? Schools now are just trying to be like, okay, you know what? This is how to take a multiple choice test because everything in your fucking life is a multiple choice test. And while yes, this is true, and good test taking skills are a good thing to learn, I'm in high school. I'm here for 7 hours a day. I have 4 class periods every day. I have an A day and I have a B day. I'm in this class for an hour and a half every single day. Why am I just learning the test? I don't want to learn the test. I want to learn real things about real life. Now here's something that kind of bothers me, and this is different for every single person, but the time that you go to school is ridiculous. You're at school for 7 hours a day, and typically most schools start at about 7:30. But here's the thing, okay? I get up at 6:30. As a guy, it's pretty easy for guys to get ready. I get up at 6:30, turn my alarm off, get dressed, I make myself a little smoothie in the morning for breakfast, I go downstairs, brush my teeth, get my hair all pretty, put on some deodorant, put in my contacts, and then I'm out the door by about 6:55, give or take, depending on like how long it takes me to do my hair, because my hair can be a bitch sometimes. But then I get to school at about 7:05, and the reason I get to school so early is because the parking lot is a complete mess at the school, so you have to get there super early in order to get a good spot. But my girlfriend gets up at 5 in the morning at times. Sometimes she gets up at 6, but she gets up at 5 in the morning a whole lot of times just so she can look pretty. Oh, girls have it hard, and I really, really feel bad for them. I ask her, I'm like, why do you get up so early? And she's like, because I just want to look good every day. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why are we getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Typically, I'm out the door before anyone else in the house is awake. My dad goes to work at about 8:30 every day. My mom goes to work at about 10, and then the kids end up going to school at about 8:30. So I'm like awake and out the door before anyone has even touched their alarm. It makes no sense why the hell we have to go so damn early. Taking this one away! Wicked! And then schools are encouraging you to do extracurricular activities, which is great. Extracurricular activities are super, super fun, and they're really important, and they help you get that social aspect in of school and, you know, being an actual human person. But most things after school end up going until about 6 o'clock. So you get home and then you eat dinner. Dinner takes like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on like if you're talking to your family, depending on how big of a dinner it is, if you're going out to eat dinner. And then you have homework. A typical teenager, my age, a typical 17, 18-year-old teenager needs 8 hours of sleep a night. If I'm getting up at 6:30 every single day, that means I need to be in bed asleep by 10:30 every single day. Now, if I'm at school until 6 o'clock, and then I get home and I eat dinner and finally everything's done by that point, it's about 7. If I still have things that I need to do before I get to homework, I'm typically done with homework at about 11. Okay, there were things in my life that I couldn't do. What if I also wanted to do YouTube? Some students also have jobs. So finally, at that point, I'm going to sleep at about 11. A lot of people would end up going to sleep at about 11 because they would get home from work, they'd get home from extracurricular things. Everything in life was thrown at these high school students, and they finally get to sleep at about 11 to 12. Now, if you're my girlfriend and you're waking up at 5 in the morning, that's 5 hours of sleep a night, when teenagers are supposed to be getting 8 hours of sleep a night. That's fucking stupid. That is really bad for our brain. That's really bad for our mental health. That's really bad for just everything. Sleep is really, really important. Whether you want to believe it or not, you actually 100% need to get as much sleep as you possibly can. Sleep is important. And school is not letting you get these sleep hours. See, that didn't make sense because I'm fucking tired. The people are stupid. That's all I'm going to say. If you've been in high school, if you've been in school for any amount of years, you know that people are stupid, and you know that people suck, and everyone's just a drama queen in their life, and it's just, calm down. Let me do my work. Let me sit in silence. I don't want to hear your fucking bitching, and I don't want to hear you complain about how Max broke your heart. Shut up! Now I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to type into Google, school makes me feel, and look at what all that says. It says, school makes me feel dumb. School makes me feel trapped. School makes me feel depressed. School makes me feel empty, feel dead inside, feel hopeless. What the fuck is wrong with school if it's making people feel like this? Everything about school is just dead wrong. Everything needs to change. The entire school system needs reworking. I'm pissed. I'm done. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Fuck, I'm so fucking glad that I fucking graduated. It's bullshit. School was worthless. I feel like I didn't learn anything. See you guys later. Tell me like a Hellcat.